There's so much information available on the internet that sometimes it can be hard for people to interpret everything that they get. I'm a firm believer in spending all the time that's necessary in order for patients and their families to fully understand what's going on to make a good decision.
Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Monday, October the 9th. Well, the reality show of District of Columbia continues, the reality show president. Donald Trump's made some leading remarks about North Korea lately. The only one thing would put him in shape after 25 years and promises it's a calm before a storm. Well, Bob Corker of Tennessee, who heads the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee, isn't too happy about this. He says somebody must not be watching the guy in adult daycare in Washington and says he's putting us on a path to World War III. Strong talk. A great deal of unhappiness in the country about some of the leadership from the president anyway, although not in some quarters. His EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt, today said he's going to junk the clean air plan that the Obama administration came up with to reduce greenhouse gases, particularly from coal-fired power plants, and make the air cleaner. That's clean air is just, it's over, not going to happen anymore. The Trump administration also said, yes, it'll do something about the dreamers, those children who came to the United States with immigrant parents and have made a name and place for themselves in our country, but only in return for some punitive immigration things that the Democrats in Congress and a lot of Republicans aren't going to go for. Iran, he wants to get out of the Iran nuclear deal too. The rest of the world doesn't, but Donald Trump does. Well, there's one person who supports Donald Trump's actions on all these things, and that's Tom Cotton, the senator from Arkansas. He says if the Trump administration cabinet members like Rex Tillerson and Jim Mattis aren't ready to get on board, they ought to just get out. You get the feeling that Tom Cotton might be happy to step into one of these key cabinet positions. He's apparently become quite an advisor to Donald Trump. That'd be kind of a good news, bad news thing for Arkansas. I suppose you decide which would be good and what would be bad about it. Feeling better now? Well, we're not done yet. Mike Pence, who's the vice president, pulled a publicity stunt Sunday. He flew into Indianapolis for the sole purpose of walking out of the football game after what he knew would be some demonstrations by San Francisco 49er players during the playing of the national anthem. He just won't have the national anthem disrespected. Donald Trump was ready with a tweet praising him. He said Pence had gone there at his direction. And Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, the Arkansas native, was ready to say anybody who disrespects the flag won't play for his football team. But what if they do something disrespectful 5 seconds after the national anthem? This is a game nobody can win except by respecting other people's feelings, but respect for other feelings isn't hidden in strong evidence these days in the United States. Somebody's pointed out that Trump loves to make something of these cultural things because he's losing on so many areas of substance. Well, back in Little Rock, early Saturday morning, a man died, perhaps shot by police, perhaps killed by a car crash against a brick wall outside of an after-hours club. More than 2 days later, the Little Rock police still haven't identified the victim, haven't identified the officers. They were injured by contact with the car, but they're out of the hospital. Haven't said exactly what happened at local Union. It seems that it happened outside in a parking lot, not in the after-hours club itself. But once again, the police are very slow with information on an officer-involved death, and they really ought to speed up on that, I think. Another officer-involved death in Conway County. Deputies there had trouble with a woman suspect. They used a stun gun and maced her, and she died shortly after. That death is also under review. This could be interesting. Wendell Griffin, who's suing the Arkansas Supreme Court over disciplinary action they took against him without any sort of due process, after he was seen at a demonstration in front of the governor's mansion on the day he issued a key ruling about an execution drug. Well, the lawyer for Wendell Griffin wants the Supreme Court justices, member of the legislature, and others, the Attorney General, to preserve any communications they did during that time period. He's interested in finding out if there was any improper contact among various people that worked out this deal against Wendell Griffin. Could be interesting. Well, here's some good news. Dorothy Porter of Maumelle bought a $20 Arkansas Millions lottery ticket, and it was a winner, $1 million. After taxes, she'll take $670,000 or so home. She says she's going to keep working, and she's going to bank it. There's a conservative for you. And finally, speaking of millions of dollars, Brett Bielema, who lost a terrible game to South Carolina Saturday, may be in for millions, 15 million of them if they buy out his contract for poor performance this year. These are hard times for the Hogs. Both Jeff Long, the athletic director, and Brett Bielema, the coach, are not the subject of many kind remarks on the radio talk shows. So we've got that TV show to entertain us, if the president isn't entertaining enough already. I'm resisting today, NRA. Let's resist them. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.